welcome to the Activated Storytellers 36th podcast, March 15th, 2007.
This week's story is Clever Tom and the Leprechaun from Ireland.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Zephyr.
And together we are
the Activated Storytellers.
And we're here with our Leprechaun special in time for St. Patrick's Day, March 17th.
Not only are we here, where is here?
Here. Where is here?
Well, here currently is in Georgia.
At a truck stop.
Just passed through Atlanta. We spent some time in Montgomery, Alabama before we headed here.
And we are not actually headed here. We are still on our way to somewhere, as always.
You're never there yet until you get where you are. The problem is we're never actually where we're going because we're always going somewhere, therefore we're never there yet.
No, the answer to are we there yet is yes, we are there.
Montgomery is the capital of Alabama, and it was the first Confederate capital as well, which is ironic because it was also the cradle of the Civil Rights Movement.
And that is where, in fact, Rosa Parks was arrested when she decided to not stand up and give a white man her seat.
Rosa Parks is one of my favorite American heroes because what she did was so small and simple in a way, and yet it sparked such a revolution. All she wanted was to sit like anyone else. She got off work, was very tired. One day in 1955, she decided for once not to give up her seat to a white man, as blacks were expected to do then, and it sparked a big brouhaha. She got arrested, and because of that, the African Americans in Montgomery decided to boycott the buses. Boycotted for about a year, and finally it led to some changes.
Yes, thank goodness.
We did stand at the spot where Rosa Parks was arrested, where she refused to give up her seat, and next to it there is a Rosa Parks Museum.
The thing that I found most interesting about being there actually had nothing to do with the Rosa Parks. What I found interesting was the Alabama Shakespeare Festival. I had no idea they actually had a Shakespeare Festival in Alabama, but apparently they do. It's one of the 10 largest Shakespeare festivals in the world.
Yes, and a very nice park. We didn't get a chance to see any shows while we were in town. We were just kind of breezing through. But we did stop and walked around the gardens there.
Yes, the Alabama Shakespeare Festival is the only American Shakespeare festival that has been invited to fly the flag of the Royal Shakespeare Company of England.
Now, that's interesting. I wonder why they got that honor.
Montgomery was also the home of country music legend Hank Williams, and it's very interesting. The plaque honoring Rosa Parks, there's something about her on one side of it, and there's something about Hank Williams on the other side. But Hank Williams is buried in Montgomery. He did live here. Also, F. Scott Fitzgerald lived in Montgomery for quite a while, and this is, in fact, where he met his wife, Zelda. Great American novelist, Great Gatsby. He was stationed in the military in Montgomery, and that's when he met Zelda, and he wrote a short story inspired by meeting her. Southern Belle, I can't remember the exact title of it. We'll look that up.
And Hank Williams is, of course...
Your cheating heart will melt. He's also the father of Hank Williams, Jr.
Country music legend, of course.
In Montgomery also there's a civil rights memorial honoring those who lost their lives in the struggle for civil rights. And there is the Dexter Avenue King Memorial Baptist Church, where Dr. Martin Luther King delivered quite a few sermons, and it was the focal point of the bus boycott.
Yes, of course, he got behind Rosa Parks and the whole... I think that's why it became such a big event, is because Martin Luther King got involved. Because there had been other people standing up for their rights and whatnot in the past, but never took quite the, basically the pebble tossed into the water effect that the Rosa Parks event did. Well, this week, like I said, we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day, leprechauns, and Ireland. So we are going to bring you, of course, the story of Clever Tom and the Leprechaun. One day, it was harvest time, and Tom Fitzpatrick was just taking a walk through the gardens. He was just going along when all of a sudden he heard a clack, some sort of a noise. And it wasn't long before he looked over, and what did he see?
Dear me, but isn't it surprising to hear the stone chatter singing so late in the season? Ooh, let me take a look here. That's no stone chatter. That's a wee little feller with a brown pitcher and a crooked hat up on the top of his head. Oh, my. I wonder if he's one of the wee folk.
Why, yes, it was a leprechaun.
Well, by the powers, it is indeed a leprechaun. I didn't know they existed. I saw it with my own eyes. Oh, I'm a very lucky man indeed. They say that if you catch a leprechaun and hold on to him, they'll give you any wish that you wish you could wish. Pardon me there, feller. Mighty fine work you're doing.
Thank you kindly.
I wonder if you might indeed be one of the wee folk.
Well, I'm a bit more partial to the PlayStation myself, I am.
I wonder you'd be working on the holiday.
Well, that'd be my own business and not yours.
Faith and begorra, you got me there. Well, you might be civil enough to tell us what you got in the pitcher there.
That I will. It's good cider.
Ooh, cider, thunder and fire. Where did you get it?
Oh, where did I get it now, is it? Why, I made it. And what do you suppose I made it of?
Why, out of apples, I suppose, then?
Ah, there you're wrong, my friends. I made it out of heath.
Heath? Who's he?
No, heath, I mean heather.
Who's she?
Well, I didn't chop her up, put it in the drink now.
The little plants that grow wild, the grasses. You made cider out of grasses? Faith and begorra, I may have to try some of that. I just hope I'm not allergic to it. Well, then, would you be after giving me a taste of your heath cider?
Well, I think not, young man. Now go away and stop bothering quiet, decent people with these questions.
Faith and begorra.
Well, that didn't suit Tom at all, and so he grabbed him.
I gotcha!
Nabbed him by the toe, he did.
I gotcha! Ha ha ha! Got you by the wee little toe. So you got to ransom your way out, eh?
Let go me toe, that tickles.
Now, give me some treasure first.
Come along with me, a couple miles over yonder, and I'll show you some treasure.
And while you're at it, maybe you can teach me how not to talk like you.
And so they went off, across a couple of fields to who knows where. And the leprechaun pointed to a big bullion.
To a what? What's a bullion?
Oh, I think I got one of those on me feet.
Ragweed.
What?
Which Tom was allergic to.
Here, dig under that bullion, and you'll get the great crock full of guineas.
You're not giving me a crock, are you? All right, I'll dig under it, but, faith and begorra, I do not have a spade with me.
Who's Faith and who's Begorra, and why do you keep talking about them?
Well, Tom, he had to hurry off and grab a spade. Well, what should he do? He didn't want to leave the leprechaun there, the tricky little leprechaun, and he wanted the treasure, which was rightfully his. After all, he had caught the leprechaun. So...
All right, then. Here, let me take one of my red garters off my leg. Yes, we do wear garters, we men, these days. Big deal. I'm going to tear it around this ragweed.
Which he was allergic to.
The ragweed, not the garter. Now swear you'll not take the garter away from that bullion.
Oh, I swear it, I will not touch the garter.
Now, as everyone knows, a leprechaun's word is good as gold. So, he had to do as he said.
And you'll not touch the bullion either.
Oh, of course not. I suppose that you have no further need of me.
Now, you may go away and do your leprechaun and...
Well, then goodbye to you, Tom Fitzpatrick.
And so the leprechaun vanished, and Tom Fitzpatrick went off to fetch his spade. But when he came back, what did he see?
Oh, my! I do not believe me eyes!
There were red garters on all of the bullions, and he had a hard time telling which was his.
They're all identical, in fact. And there are so many of them, acres and acres. There is no way I can dig up the gold now. May as well just go start a garter store.
And thus Tom sat down and cried himself a river. And then he went to open a garter store. Well, that was a little tale of luck and leprechauns.
Of luck and money,
one might say.
In fact, we are doing a story right now that is along the same theme on our national tour live stage productions. We are doing the story of luck and money.
By the way, did you know that originally leprechauns were dressed in red rather than green?
I didn't know that. How they hide in the green grass if they were red?
I don't know. And then they started mixing red and green, sort of Christmassy colors, and finally they just ended up dressing in green.
I've always known them to wear green. All the ones I've seen, anyway.
Yes, but in the old days, our great-great-great-great-grandfathers saw red leprechauns.
Wow. I guess they've had fashion change, you know. They've got to keep up with the times.
Luck and Money is the name of a folk tale that comes from, well, it came originally in some form from South America, Central America, but we know it from a version that was told in New Mexico back in the days when it was part of Mexico, and it is part of our current show, Quizzical Quests, and we're going to be presenting quite a few performances of it coming up.
We have shows coming up this April in the Chicago area, several at libraries in the area, and you can find those dates and times, of course, on our website. Then also this summer, make sure you mark your calendar. We are going to be everywhere from Arkansas all the way up into Massachusetts. We have almost, I think, somewhere over 60 shows coming up this summer at public libraries.
Yes, check our website for exact times and locations.
Yes, and we will hope to see you at a show.
Faith and Begorra, may you find a lucky rainbow.
The Activated Storytellers perform at schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use American Sign Language, physical comedy, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring the stories to life. For booking information, check our website at www.activated-storytellers.com, where you can also find out when the Activated Storytellers will be performing near you. Read a story or order one of our audio CDs. Until next time.